Money Monday is sponsored by Husky Financial.
American workers quit their jobs in droves in the last couple of years. The pandemic shifting this country's workforce, which has forced employers to soften their requirements. But there is a way to retain your top talent. We're here with Ben Toy, founder of team building company On Purpose Adventures, and Dr. Troy Hall, author of Cohesion Culture, Principles to Retain Your Top Talent. It's great to have you both.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, so Dr. Troy, what is cohesion culture? What does that mean?
Well, cohesion culture is an opportunity to have a safe workplace where you infuse the three strategic elements of cohesion, which is belonging, value, and shared mutual commitment. And when organizations build that into their culture, then they have infused cohesion, and so we refer to it as cohesion culture.
And I'm interested to know how these two ideas work, but let's talk to you, Ben, for a second. So On Purpose Adventures, you team build, and I've heard this being done. I've actually never had the opportunity to participate in it myself, but why team building exercises?
Well, I believe in experiential learning. So learn by doing, to quote Ben Franklin, tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. And we are the no ropes course, no trust fall company. So we want to do activities that you can take away and apply immediately to your life.
Okay, so what do you think though, Dr. Troy, when we're talking about the workforce today? We've never really seen this before. I mean, when you go back to the Great Recession and we think about how people lost their jobs and industries crumbled, people were so hungry to take any little job they could find to survive, and today it's a completely different world.
It is. It's a very different world. I like to say it's not your grandpa's workforce anymore.
No.
So in 2021, 48 million people left their jobs. But what Ben and I recognize is they didn't just get on the couch and eat potato chips and stream their favorite show. What they did is they said, we want to think about the way we want to do work. We want to do work differently than the way it had been done before, and we want to do it in a different location. So we refer to that as the Great Recalibration. And so it's because organizations need to recalibrate the way they think about talent. So what we can do through the Cohesion Culture program is help them recalibrate their organization to retain that talent. Oftentimes, organizations have tried to use a tactic of buying their people. But what research will tell you is that if you buy a person today, you have to keep buying them on and on. And we believe that culture is built from how you treat people, not the treats you give them.
Well, you see a lot of those signs that help wanted. There's a starting bonus. There's that little extra money that they're dangling as a carrot just to bring people into their doors and to fill out an application. What I find interesting though is that a lot of people, like you say, they didn't go back to work not because they were all getting checks necessarily. I'm not speaking for everybody. There were some that just like getting that mailbox money and not having to go get dressed up and go out to work. But a lot of people just thinking about, okay, well, I really wasn't happy in my job before. I could create something for myself today. But that creates an issue for established businesses and companies.
Yeah, so realistically, what has to happen is organizations have to rethink the way that they are treating their employees within the workforce and offering opportunities for them. And again, it's all about the concept of, do you feel valued in what you do? So belonging is the first aspect, which says, okay, so I feel like my identity is worth something in the group. Inclusion then says, oh, I not only feel like I belong, but now I'm a part of it. So you build that belonging and inclusion by making sure that the workforce and the workplace is safe, right? If my protection and my security is questioned, I can't self-actualize. I can't get to the point of that. And we want to feel valued, meaning that I know purpose in my job and what I'm doing has value. And Simon Sinek often refers to it as saying that people are fulfilled. And when they're fulfilled, they love their jobs. And research says that 87% of people who love their jobs stay.
Right.
So we're talking about the difference between 13% that might leave for other reasons. There's a small percentage of people who leave for pay, but yet that's what you hear about all the time. What keeps people is feeding their intrinsic value inside. So it's what we bring together through the Cohesion Culture program, through the practical, everyday, how do I make this work in organizations, and that's what we take to executive teams, secondary levels of leaders, and then to the individual contributor as well.
Yeah. 2020 showed us that when people weren't getting together, together that culture is more than ping pong tables and craft beer.
That's right.
And to make the distinction between team building and team bonding, going out to a River Dogs game, we take our team there all the time, but to understand that you're not going to build skill sets during that. So when companies realize they need to do more, that's where adding a cohesion culture is involved in establishing a better culture.
It's interesting. So you two work hand in glove. So for people who are watching this that are interested in your services, where do they go?
Well, they can go to our website, so they can go to drtroyhall.com. They can also go to cohesionculture.net.
And onpurposeadventures.com.
Fantastic. And get this book, Dr. Troy Hall's Cohesion Culture. It's a great read. Thank you both so much for being here.
You're so welcome, and we're going to teach you one thing before we go.
Yes.
The sign language for cohesion is this that comes down, and so we're going to do our conclusion by saying, for those of you who want to be included,
like that and like that. We're back in 2 minutes.
Money Monday is sponsored by Husky Financial.